How's it going? I think you might be muted.
There we go. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, cool. How you doing?
Not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, hanging in there. It's tired.
Yeah, I completely get that one. Decided to do this one from my house this time.
Oh, there we go. Well, I'm a little more comfy than sitting
Yeah,
in the office
exactly.
and doing it.
Not sitting in my office.
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Good evening, everyone.
How's it going,
Drew,
Bob?
would you do me a favor? I just got a call from Councilor O'Neill. Can you put her on as a panelist?
Oh yeah.
If possible. Yeah, she'll be on in just a minute, I'm sure.
I'm not sure if I can do it now that we started it.
Okay.
The original way, but once she joins, I can just move her forward as a panelist.
Perfect. Okay, very good. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good, doing good.
Good. Hopefully Anthony will be able to get on, Drew, without any problems.
I let him know what IT told me, so hopefully I sent him it as well. But
Yeah, he says he can't go back past a week, and I says, no, Anthony, something is not right.
Anthony.
Anyway, hi, Paula, how are you?
Hey, I just wanted to thank you for that raving review.
Yes, you're very welcome. Very
Thank
good.
you. He's so
Yeah,
excited. Did he
good.
call you yet?
I haven't spoken with him, no, but
Oh, okay.
I'm happy for him.
Okay.
I think he'll do well when he can, let him get settled and that's fine.
Yep, no, he's gonna call you real soon.
Okay, he's a good boy and I'm sure he'll do well,
Thank you. Tell Deb I said hello.
I will, Paula, thank you. Mike, you still been pretty busy?
Oh, yeah.
A lot going on,
Oh, yeah.
children, work.
Oh, yeah. They're
Welcome to the club.
yeah, but it's tough. It's tough after 20-something years to start over again.
I know, yeah, it is, yeah.
Maybe for you.
No,
see
it's not,
Tracy
but
here.
it's, yeah, I was a lot younger. We were a lot younger when we had, my youngest is 21,
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
So.
Drew,
it's
I'm
definitely a
sorry.
lot different.
Did you say something?
I was just saying, I see Tracy here. I just promoted her to a panelist.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And we're
Looks like
gonna have Jeff
she's
Worthley.
muted,
I don't
though.
think he needs to be a panelist. Jeff Worthley will be joining us too. He's in a BNF meeting, I think, right now.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Hey,
Good evening, Tracy.
good evening, Bob. Hi,
How was
guys.
that? Was that
Hey, how
quick
are you?
enough? We got Drew moved you right up to panelist.
That was fabulous. Thank you.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry, I wasn't aware you wanted to be a panelist unless I would have added you earlier, but
Yeah,
no
it's
problem.
okay.
Easy
No
fix.
biggie. No biggie.
yeah. My landline is ringing. I hope that's not Anthony. Jesus.
How about the explosion down City Hall, huh?
I heard about that. Was
What?
it? Was
Is that what?
Dale
Is that why the
Avenue?
street was blocked off?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
An electrical fire in the
Oh,
manhole.
electrical fire.
it was an underground duct bank in the
Jeez.
manhole,
Yeah.
caught on fire, and electricity and fire don't go too well together. Electric lines of fire, so it blew up. But
No.
That
That was funny. That
Tony
was on the
Zombies.
news.
Tony's
was on
on, but he's sitting as an attendee right now.
all right, I'll add him in.
Who's that?
Tony.
Tony, okay. See, Drew, he pushed the right button, right? That happened at Boylston Street, by the way. Yesterday, there were a couple manhole explosions as well,
Wow. Jeez.
Tony
Funny, I
should
don't-
be in here now.
Yeah, he's there. He's
Yep.
doesn't have his video on or his sound on.
I have the ask to unmute button, so works pretty well.
Yeah, that was good because I didn't realize it was muted. So
Anthony, click audio and visual.
Oh, he's got his audio on now. He just have his video on.
Okay.
I'm coming.
You don't want anybody to see him.
that you with a new baby, Mike?
Can you hear me?
I got two of them in the house.
Oh, God
I got a 10-month
bless.
old. I got a 10-month-old and a 4-month-old.
God bless you. God bless you. My son just had twins, my son and his wife.
Yeah, me and my wife foster. So
Oh.
we've had the 10-month-old since she was 4 days old.
Wow.
We got the other one we've had since he was 2 weeks old.
Oh, my goodness. You're truly
have-
blessed.
Mike, if it isn't too much, would you have Paula bring him in the other room?
I wish. I will.
Can you
Either that
guys
or I'll
hear it?
move to the other room.
Guys,
Ooh,
it sounds loud.
ooh.
Yeah.
Anthony,
All right, hold on one
Put your hand
second.
up.
good evening.
I'll just move over. I'll move to their room.
Oh, okay,
That's easier.
Yeah.
very
I
good.
have an attendee with the hand raised. It doesn't have a name.
Yes,
It's a
yeah.
story free library.
Yeah, that is, that's Jenny Benedict. She's the director of the Sawyer Free Library.
Okay.
She'll be
I,
speaking on one of the motions tonight, one of the orders.
yeah, I allowed her permission to talk. So
Okay.
I don't know if she's muted or not, but she needs to chime in.
Excuse me.
Hi, yes, this is Jenny.
Hey, just want to make sure you were good to go there.
I am, I only seem to have audio.
Yep.
Can you give me video permission? Because I'd like to share some slides when we get to that part.
Yeah, I can just 1 second. You should have all access now.
Okay, I'll give everybody one more minute for Lieutenant Williams, Mike Mitchell. And we'll proceed. Jenny, you okay?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to get my video to work.
Okay,
My start video button still seems to be blocked.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Should've-
you.
There you
Hello.
are, very
Sorry, I
good.
thought it said it was blocked. I thought it was not
Very
on my
good.
end, but no problem.
Okay, we're getting close to 6:04.
Yep.
Okay, if it's okay with everyone, let's go ahead and open the meeting. First of all, welcome everyone. Welcome Counselor O'Neill.
Thank you.
Welcome Jenny as well. Good evening. My name is Bob Ryan, Chairman of the Gloucester Traffic. And I'd like to read the following paragraph before we proceed. Consistent with Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, the Gloucester Traffic Commission will hold a Zoom meeting on Thursday, May 19th. This meeting will be conducted by remote participation. The public may not physically attend the meeting, but every effort will be made to allow the public to view and listen to the meeting in real time and participate when necessary. All votes this evening will be by roll call. And I'd like to introduce the members of the commission. First of all, we have Anthony Bertolino with us this evening. We have Mr. Mike Mulcahy, and we have Mr. Drew White. And again, welcome Councilor O'Neill and also Ms. Bennett. Thank you. First item on the agenda, calling the meeting to order, the approval of the March 31st, 2022 meeting. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the minutes from that meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Bob?
Yes, I can. Okay, on the roll call, can we have, first of all, Anthony, your vote? Yes. Okay, Mike Mulcahy,
Yes.
Drew White,
Yes.
and myself, yes. Unanimous? Okay. First order of business, or second order of business, order that the Gloucester Code of Ordinance, Chapter 22, Traffic and Motor Vehicles, Section 22-287, disabled veteran handicap parking be amended by deleting 25 Chestnut Street. We've gotten several calls from residents on Chestnut Street to the effect that the space across from number 25 has not been used the last year and a half to 2 years. It's in front of a Mr. Joe Grillo, who filed a complaint through the mayor's office to the city clerk. And as a result, about 60 days ago, I sent a letter to Mr. Mayor, Walter Mayor, who resides at 25, and requested it. As I understand it, there's adequate parking in his yard at this time. And he had no response whether or not to leave the space there or remove it. But the suggestion from the residents are to remove the location by the mere fact it's not being used. Councilor O'Neill, would you like to weigh in on it at all?
No, that was the understanding I had. I believe he called me and mentioned that no one's been using it, and it seems like a waste of space, so.
Right, exactly. Down the road, if it's required again at some point, they can always reapply and we'll revisit it. But as everyone knows, parking on Chestnut Street is a premium, and so if it's not being utilized, let's remove the space. Can we
Okay.
have a motion?
I make a motion, we remove the space at 25 Chestnut Street.
Seconded.
Okay, seconded. Anthony? Okay. Okay, roll call vote. Anthony Bertolino?
So moved.
Yes, yes. Okay. Mike Mulcahy?
Yes.
Okay, Drew White
Yes.
and myself, yes. Unanimously approved. Thank you. Second order that the Gloucester Code of Ordinance, Chapter 22, Traffic and Motor Vehicles, Section 22-287, disabled veteran handicap parking be amended by adding to Dale Avenue. To Dale Avenue is directly in front of the Sawyer Free Library on Dale Avenue. We have with us tonight the director, Jenny Benedict. Jenny, would you like to make your comments?
Yes, thank you very much. And if I may, I'd like to share my screen and show some slides. So host disabled participant screen sharing. So I believe someone has to allow me to share my screen. Sorry, Drew, you're on mute.
Of course. You should be all set now. I just made it so any panelists can share their screen.
Okay. Here we go. Can everyone see that? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'd like to talk just a little bit about the community need and our current status and best practices, and then followed by our request. So in terms of Gloucester demographics, we have 24% over the age of 65, with 6.4 under the age of 65 having a disability, and 9.6% of persons living in poverty. And the Sawyer Free Library, we're a public institution, and our services are of high value to these demographics in terms of digital equity and inclusion, health and wellness programming, research and information assistance, cultural enrichment, and also connections to essential government and social services. So we currently have approximately 17,500 visitors a month, and 45% of those come through the Dale Avenue entrance in the front, and 55% of them through the School Street parking lot through the back. So our current situation is that we do have the 2 handicapped parking spots in our parking lot in the back, and people can come into the library this way. In terms of Dale Avenue, the spots, this one is down by Central Grammar Apartments, and these 2 are adjacent to the City Hall walkway that goes into this door. So unfortunately, these are just a little too far away from our front entrance to really be of benefit to people that use handicapped spots. So the challenges that we have are that the School Street parking lot entrance, those spaces are in close proximity. The Dale Avenue street parking ones, the spaces are not closest to the entrance. And in terms of navigation, the School Street entrance is in close proximity to the children's services. So if you're just coming into the ground floor, the parking lot ones are fine. But if you're coming up to the main floor where all our adult services in, it requires walking either up the stairs or down quite a long hallway. And then the elevator between the ground floor and the main floor is undersized and not completely ADA compliant. So I see quite a lot of our older seniors that are parking in the back, and then they're walking either with a cane or quite slowly down to get to the elevator and get up to the main floor. So what we know from best practices with ADA accessible parking, it enables many people with disabilities to get in the door. And Title III states that public accommodations, which a library falls under, must remove barriers when it is readily achievable to do so. And really readily achievable really means easily accomplished and able to be carried out without much difficulty or expense. It also says for location, accessible spaces must connect to the shortest accessible route to the accessible building entrance or facility they serve relative to other parking spaces to the facility. With more than one accessible entrance, the spaces should be located near each accessible entrance. So then our request from the library is for the Traffic Commission to please consider a handicapped accessible parking space at the Dale Avenue entrance. So this would be right here, and that would give that close proximity to our front door. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Jenny, the only question I have at this time, I know you're on a capital campaign for the renovations of the building and so forth. Will that door entrance be at the same spot as it is
Yes.
now?
Yes, it will.
It
Yes.
will be, okay, all right. I'm just thinking in terms of rebuilding or remodeling, you know, your door changes and the space would have to be moved as well, but okay, thank you, okay.
Yeah, so at the moment, there's a post that's
Okay.
approximately here, and that post is going to remain exactly where it is.
Okay,
So that first parking spot that's right
Okay.
next to that post would serve the entrance still very well.
okay, very good. And the only other comment I have, although we have 3 handicap spaces on Dale Avenue, the 2 on the easterly side, as you can see on Dale, are the top right. Those 2 are designated for City Hall. When they refurbish and rebuilt a great part of City Hall, in order for them to comply with the state law, those 2 spaces were put there specifically to satisfy the requirement with the state. And again, like you pointed out, Jenny, they're much too far away from the building to accommodate people going into the Sawyer Free Library. Okay, other discussion?
Yeah, I just had one question about the front entrance. When you do the reservation renovations for the library, you're gonna make the front entrance ADA accessible?
Yes, absolutely. There will be an accessible ramp that will come up and around the fountain and up to the front door. So that's
Okay.
going to be fixed. Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that Counselor Worthley is trying to get in as a panelist. He's as an attendee.
Okay,
And-
yeah. Mike, any other questions? Mike Mulcahy?
No, that answered my question.
Anthony, any questions?
Yeah, I just, more of a concern. The elderly housing next door, there are very few parking spaces to accommodate those residents. And as a consequence, some of them are walking from as far down as the Gloucester House vicinity. I'm just kind of wondering, are we creating some more misery for those people by specifying a space that you can't park at? Or if there happens to be a resident who is handicapped you know the rules, they can occupy that space. And we've lost what we're trying to accomplish here tonight.
Okay. Jenny, you understand what Tony is saying is, once a handicap sign is put there, it's open to the public. Anyone with the handicap placard can use that spot. It's not specifically for the library, even though the library is making the request. Okay, you understand that? Yeah.
Yes, I do, Mr. Ryan. Thank you very much. I understand that,
Okay,
by placing it there, it doesn't give us, sort of that its only purpose is for the library.
Okay.
I would, you just have to sort of trust in people's benevolence and common sense to use it that
very
way.
good. Okay. Okay, Drew, any questions, Drew?
No, I'm all right with it. I know there's very limited handicap parking down that area, so.
Okay, very good. And Counselor O'Neill, any other questions or discussion? You're muted, dear.
Sorry.
There you go.
Thank
There you
you.
go. Okay.
Has nothing to do with traffic, and it's probably a silly question, but when they do the renovation, they're gonna make the elevators ADA compliant as well? They're gonna take them out and put new ones in, or
Yes, absolutely.
you know the answer? Okay,
Yes, I do. Thank you, Counselor O'Neill, for that question. Yes, they intend to put in an elevator that will fit a gurney in it.
okay, thank you.
It will be
Right.
advertised.
So I just had one more question. Are the two spaces in the back going to go away with the expansion of the building?
We will continue to keep the number of spaces, handicap spaces that are required for the size of the parking in the back as well.
Okay. Yep.
Good.
All right, I'm
Very
good.
good. Okay, can we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to put the handicap spot there and accept it.
I'll
Okay.
second that motion.
Okay. Okay, roll call vote. Tony Bertolino,
Present,
Mike Mulcahy,
Yes.
Drew White,
Yes.
and myself, yes. Okay, the motion carries. That sign will be erected within probably 30 days, Jenny, okay? And thank you for the presentation tonight and attending the meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, is Mr. Worthley on yet? Counselor Worthley?
I am here.
You're there.
How are you,
Seen,
Bob?
you're heard but not seen, huh?
I can see myself. I'm not sure if you can see me.
There you go.
There he
Okay.
is.
Yeah, you're looking dapper. You're looking good. Okay, next item on the agenda, perfect timing. Ordered that the Gloucester Code of Ordinances, Chapter 22, Traffic and Motor Vehicles, Section 22-269, stop intersections be amended by adding Gee Avenue at its intersection with Stanwood Street. Councilor Worthley, would you like to?
I'd be happy
Discuss.
to discuss this. Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Drew, I don't know, we met. Tony, I've seen you come before the council for your appointment to this board. And Mike, I've known you for a long time. It's great to see you all. Nice to see my colleague Tracy on here as well. So I grew up on Key Ave, and that's not the reason why this came up to me. My parents still live there, so I'm very familiar with the street. But it was Kim LaFlamme. I'm not sure if you know Kim, but she's a walker. She walks faster than some of us drive, I think. And she was walking on Cherry Street, crossing over to Stanwood. And I have a picture to show. I included it in the material I sent to you, but I'm not sure if you have it. I can share my screen and we can look at that if that's helpful.
Okay.
Let's see.
Drew, is he allowed? Can he share the screen?
Yes, you should be able to.
Do I share desktop or application? It's an Adobe picture, so let's try this first. Okay. Can you see what I see? There's a song. Do you see?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
do, yeah.
All right.
very good.
So if I'm moving my mouse, can that be seen as well? This is Cherry Street. Let's see. Maybe there's a way we can draw on here. If I move my mouse, can you see where I'm pointing
Yep.
to? Okay.
Yep.
So that's Cherry Street. turning right would go up towards Goose Cove Reservoir, turning left around, I think it's Tyne Square right there, for Jeffrey Tyne, Vietnam vet. Sorry, not just a vet, someone who died in Vietnam.
Yeah.
A left-hand turn brings you continue to Guy Ave or to Stanwood
Stanwood Street.
here. So she was walking on Cherry Street, the sidewalk, and was crossing. Now, people coming up from Guy Ave from the left side of the screen, they're coming from Washington, and they're probably in that mode of driving a little faster than they probably should. This is my guess. But they come up here, and there's no stop sign between Guy Ave to the rest of Guy Ave, and she was nearly hit by a car. She wrote to me in November or December and told me about this. And, you know, government be what it is. It took me a little while to get this to you guys, and I appreciate you looking at this. I drew
I'm in
on,
trouble with the volume.
Say it
Council,
again?
excuse me for interrupting. It's
No.
hard for me to hear you.
okay, I'll speak a little more articulately and a little louder. Is that better?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so I drew on this picture. Oh, I'm sorry, let me just recap. Kim LaFlamme is a walker. She was walking on Cherry Street on the sidewalk, and then went to the crosswalk, and she was nearly hit by a car coming up from Guy Ave on the left side of the picture. And again, I think it's partly because people are coming from Washington Street. The driver was looking to the left onto Stanwood and turning right onto Cherry and nearly hit her. And I think we know this intersection pretty well. It's not that busy until it's really busy. School time, early in the morning. If you're coming out of Stanwood Street, most times of the year, the sun is in your eyes. The stop sign is very far back. In order to even see what cars come up on Guy Ave, you have to pull way out into the street. And it does create, especially when you can't see, a lot of activity in a small spot. And my thinking is if we can stop cars or slow them down at least, right before that crosswalk, I actually drew a little diamond-shaped red picture in that spot, if you can see it. We feel like that would solve the problem. Council President Val Gilman co-signed this ordinance. She drove by and she agreed, where she's the Ward 4 city councilor, and this is in Ward 4. And I thought it makes sense to include her. And if you see, her name's on the order request as well. So
12085
I'm not sure what that sound was, but I hope it didn't come from me. Do you have questions about the location, or is it clear where I'm looking for first to put this sign?
Jeff, just to follow up and for a point of information for everyone, Stanwood Street has a stop sign coming into that intersection. Again, we have the 4 streets, all the 4 streets are converging. Yeah, right on Stanwood Street, there's a stop sign. But what Jeff is looking for is the one on Guy Avenue at that intersection. And I lived on Finch Lane for a 4-year period. I'm very familiar with the hazard that exists. And I fully support the recommendation. Discussion?
No, I don't have any problem with it.
Okay. Drew, anything?
Yeah, I support it. I actually take Guy Ave about 3 days a week to go to the reservoir, check levels and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a pretty treacherous area, so I definitely think there should be a stop sign there.
Okay. All right. Anthony, any comments?
I support it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Can we have a motion?
I make a motion, we put a stop sign at the end of Guy Ave,
Seconded.
the intersection with Stanwood.
Okay. And Anthony, you seconded?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, by a vote. All right, Anthony?
Yes.
Yes. Mike Mulcahy,
Yes,
Drew White,
Yes.
and myself, Bob Ryan, yes. Okay, Counselor Worthley, we'll
Thank
try to get that sign up within the next 30 days.
I know how hard you all work year round. I can say as one counselor, but probably on behalf of the entire council, we're very appreciative. Thank you for your time tonight.
Okay, thank you for attending.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, commission members, that wraps it up for this evening. Those were the 3 orders that we had. Drew, again, thank you for setting this up and conducting the meeting. Okay, Counselor O'Neill, thank you for your attendance as well, taking the time.
Thank you very much for having me and for all your hard work.
Okay,
Thank
and
you.
you're welcome to attend at any time. I know you haven't had much to do with the council meetings with these amendments, but
Oof.
anyway, I want to thank you for attending this evening. You
All
wish
right,
they
thanks.
were all this smooth, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
that would be nice.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, thank you. And can we have a motion to
So
close the
moved.
meeting?
So moved.
I second it.
Mike Mulcahy. Okay, one more time. Anthony Bertolino,
Yes.
Mike Mulcahy,
Yes.
Drew White,
Yes.
and myself, Bob Ryan, yes. All right, good evening, gentlemen, and thank you very much.
Good
All
night.
right, later, guys
All right,
and ladies.
thank you.